We bought the rustiest Aston Martin in the world, and we're doing a nut and bolt restoration on it. So because we've painted the front, at the moment I don't need to work on any bodywork, and so what I'm going to do is start stripping the top of the engine down. So that's things like fuel lines, intakes, things like that, ready for sandblasting and cleaning, depending on which part it is. So yeah, that's essentially what I'm doing now. I'm taking each injector line off. I soaked them down about 3 months ago, so it's given it the penetrant time to make sure everything's freed up. So it's really easy to get these off. They all spin really nicely. So yeah, it's really good.
And the engine's in good nick. You know that.
Well, you know that as well. You heard it run.
Yeah, you've heard it run. If you've been watching, it started once we worked out how to start it, because there were a few issues.
Mainly with no ground.
Yeah, no ground for the electronic ignition. But Alex spent a night trawling the internet to find out how the, what's it called, Lucas?
Opus 3.
Opus 3. How that worked.
Something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're not going to do much with this engine because we know it's just beautiful inside.
The furthest we'll get into it is take valve covers off because they leak, and we'll just inspect the top end. We know the bottom end's fine. We know it got rebuilt and never touched.
We'll take the gearbox off and make sure the main bearing's in good nick.
Yeah, gearbox mainly. We'll inspect that because
nothing's happened to the gearbox since it's new.
Yeah,
it should be okay though.
Yeah, they're pretty stout gearboxes.
Torque flight.
Yeah.
We know all the timing chains are fine because they've all been replaced.
They've only done what, 4 miles?
if that.
Something like that.
I think I don't think it even did 4 miles. I think it was just started. Anyway, so but we need to take it off because we want the engine to look really beautiful, and obviously it's a mess as it is at the moment.
Well, it looks a mess. It's actually in great condition inside.
Yeah, I mean, it just needs,
you know, if you checked our early videos, then you'd know we boroscoped each cylinder. So
yeah, no, it could be the end of the intake.
The intake is it? I think so.
I think it's the intake valve.
It's very clear. It's clean.
This thing is
absolutely mint. It's been perfectly ground.
Oh look!
You can see.
Oh wow! Yeah, it's shiny.
And then as we go in,
and the piston head,
it's got perfect brand new cross hatching.
Right.
And the piston head is mint.
All the way around?
All the bloody way around. It looks incredible inside.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll leave you to it.
Thank you.
And we found out, the other thing we found out, the SL shop for about 2,800, because these were originally put on the Grosser.
No, the
Mercedes?
Yes, but it's the SEL.
Oh, the SEL. So it's the same fuel injection, slight differences, but it, so the SL shop actually does service now. It does cost about nearly £3,000. I think it's £2,800 to get it serviced. But they do a check for about 320, so we're going to send it to them to get them to check it.
And by that you mean the pump?
Oh yeah, the pump. Sorry, yeah. But Bosch actually do it in Germany as well. But there's no point sending it to Germany when they're up the road in Warwickshire.
Okay,
yeah, look at those.
Oh, that looks really horrible. I see why they don't make glass mugs for tea. Looks like a couple.
Doesn't it very palatable?
Sick or something.
Oh, that's not very nice. Anyway, so we'll stop here and we'll come back in a minute.
Yeah, this is your favourite part.
My favourite part, doing up cars.
Talking about Tunnock's wafers. I promise you, we're not sponsored at all. That's the thing.
We're back with
I think we're legally required to say if we're sponsored as well.
Yeah, we're not.
But we're not actually sponsored.
Well, like we said, it's whatever the name is, the name. probably the time that Andy Robertson was playing from Scotland.
Still owned by the same family, isn't it?
Yeah, I did know them. Big into sailing.
Which one's mine?
Did you swap them?
No, that's mine. The did you know Americans, etc., that more than 7 million of these made and sold every week?
I think you said that before.
Yeah, well, you get to know again if you didn't watch the last one.
So Alex and I went to look at an E9 today.
BMW 3-litre CSL.
Really nice car.
Much better condition than the Aston Martin.
It doesn't run.
It runs as well as a baby. Well, babies don't run very well, do they?
Honestly, run.
Yeah.
Yeah, it fell in its face a few times.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the engine, because it has Bosch D-Jetronic, which is notorious for if you have any issues, there are no fail-safes on it, so it will just run badly. If you get any dirt, there's a little filter screen just before the injector. If you get any dirt in it, if there's any dirt in the fuel tank that gets past the filter or anything like that, it'll just run like, as soon as you try and put pressure through it, it stops up the injector.
Yeah, the car's done about 2,000 miles in 20 years, 25 years.
Which causes a lot of sediment in fuel tanks and stuff. In lines, so it's most
It's
like
a
that.
steel tank as well in those things.
You know those? I'm pretty sure.
He's pointing at a Volvo 144.
Sorry, my Volvo. Pretty sure. You can correct me on this because I'd be really interested to know. But I think the 140s and the Amazons had lead-lined tanks to stop them from rusting on the inside.
Really?
Oh, yes. So you always hear us talk about this 350 SL we restored, and one thing we didn't touch that we got someone else to do was the gearbox, and within 2,000 miles.
Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years, 2,000 miles of it driving. It started slipping. It obviously glazed the clutch packs, and honestly, best thing on the planet. Lucas transmission fix, not to be confused with Lucas for old British cars, but it's an American
Stop
company.
slip, it's called.
Yeah, it says transmission fix, stop slip. It is like a genie in a bottle. Seriously, you put it in, and the car went back to normal.
Yeah.
It deglazed the clutches. Because the clutches were thick, but, you know, there's loads of material on it, but as soon as they glazed, they just stopped working.
Yeah, it was like a genie in a bottle. It did literally fix the gearbox. So if any of you have automatic transmissions,
Give that a try before sending it away.
what are we talking about?
Our car chat is interesting, isn't it? Fun facts.
Yeah.
Or mildly boring facts, depending on who you're. Or extremely boring facts.
We can tell anyway by the number of likes we get. Or thumbs down.
Yeah.
Which really annoys me.
No, it's not very thick skin. Thick skull, not thick skin. Back to work.
Yeah. Bring my chair in.
Oh, cheers. So, can it actually, is there any, yeah, you can actually see. So this is what looks like coolant lines or air lines or something. I think they're air lines. Sorry, it's going to get a bit loud because we've got the rain, but these are two air lines, it looks like, that go from, you know, maybe they are coolant. It's hard to tell because there's no water going through it now. That is coolant, sorry. That is a coolant line. You can see the rust there. And it goes into the temperature sensor block that's over. Can you see that? Yes, you can. So yeah, it's over here, which measures heat. So I've taken one of the tubes off already. Goes on here, and I need to take those off, just one, because the pipes need replacing because they're horrible, along with the hose clamps, and I need to be able to get to these injectors, which are kind of in the way. So we're just going to get on with that. I expect most of this will be a time lapse.
the more we looked at the roof, although it's okay at the top, at the front here, when it came back from the sandblast, as you can see, it's got holes in it. So we're going to take all this off. Thank you. I thought that was the this is off. I've taken the, where is it? What did I do with that? Oh yeah, I've taken the aluminium off it, and it came off in really good condition actually. I mean, in here I had to pry it slightly. I know everyone hates it, but good old claw hammer was the best way to get it off, because Spitfire again up there somewhere. But it came off really nicely, and this, where the windscreen goes, wasn't damaged at all. And this we can hammer back in once it's on. So this is okay. It obviously needs a lot of help at the bottom there. You can see it was, it ripped in transit actually, and it was wrecked anyway. You can see how bad it is. So and it's a bit quite bad at the top. So although the rest of the roof is fine, we're going to take both sides off, because these A-pillars are just too bad to leave in the car as they are. You can see we've supported the roof obviously, although it doesn't really need much support because it's got these massive things in the way. Yeah, so these had to come off anyway because they were wrecked. When we looked at the seams inside in here, they were all rotten. So this is going to have to be completely replaced. I might see if I can get some of these made actually. Maybe see if Sean would be nice and make some for me, because they fit straight onto the inner wing panels, and you can see, look, it's not good. Any of this is all gone. So, you know, we knew it was bad. It's just the sandblasting has shown some holes, which, you know, was great, which we kind of expected. It's just another bit of work, probably another month extra work, but you know, we'll still get there. And frankly, if we hadn't sandblasted it, if we chemical dipped it, we probably wouldn't even notice this, because we didn't see this earlier. Those holes have been blown through. So we'll replace all of this. We're gonna have to take some of the roof off here as well to make sure this is strong, but it's solid up here. This is all good metal, and so like a double skin here, so we can see it's good. It's just this side's going to have to come off and be replaced, and I might actually reinforce this. This is hollow. I mean, I have to say, I mean, we just looked at an E9. We were saying earlier, 3-litre CSL. One thing you wouldn't want is to land on the roof, the pillarless coupe. I mean, this has got this pillar, but this is pretty flimsy down here. I reckon some reinforcing in here wouldn't be a bad thing.
I agree.
I mean, it's gonna add so little weight, and we'll anchor it further down here as well, and it'll improve the roof strength from a forward roll, and it will protect. You know, these will protect the seats, the back of the seats, but the front would just come down. Not just because this car's an old car. I just don't think they didn't really think about passenger safety back then. It wasn't the priority. It was weight, making the cars light, and making them simple to build. And powerful, fast. Anyway, it's another good thing that we found, and we'll show you that as we move along. These are going to get cut off anyway, so they're gone, and that side's going to be cut off. So yeah, bit more excitement for everyone.
Well, I've taken the. This is you'd call it a cold start plenum, honestly. Essentially, how it works is you have this tiny line that goes from a low pressure pump, and this is a thermostat operated switch, or it may just be a key on switch on a timer that just turns it on quickly, and it fills these rails with fuel to start the car. And I've just unbolted it.
You can tell it's a 60s design.
Yeah.
Or 50s,
Cool.
in fact. I think they started designing this engine, didn't they?
Yeah. I think it was 60s, but I mean, actually, this is Bosch. This would be 1940s design for old Messerschmitts and stuff.
Oh yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
But,
so you mean the concept would have been the same as used in aircraft at the time?
but there you go. It's tiny little sprayers.
Oh wow!
Oh, interesting. That's really cool.
Let's have a look at that.
Hold on, I've got a hose caught.
Sorry about the noise.
It looks like there are little sprayers. Yeah.
I don't know.
Someone forgot a gasket.
Oh yeah, there's no gasket on there.
Oh my god. Well, that's why you take things off. Interesting.
Mm.
Anyway.
You can have fun making those little gaskets up.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to buy them.
Well, you could buy them. They've
Well, I bet
they've got part numbers on them.
£5 million. Million.
Anyway.
Yeah, good to know.
Cool. Okay, I'll leave you to it. For reference, they're just rivets basically, so they just need drilling out. There's obviously rivets that hold the windscreen clips in as well, and all I used was a big drill for the flat heads because it's got a point on it. That thing, it's like a rivet drill, and they were in here, and they're flat heads obviously because the windscreen goes in here. So they just sit flat, they're kind of countersunk. And these were just standard rivets. And then to get them out, just have a center punch and punch the rest of the rivet in because you've got to take them out anyway. This is all going to be taken off and rebuilt properly. It looks severe, but it'll be brilliant when it's done because we're going to reinforce it. And I'm just about to start on that side. In fact, you can see on this side, paint's dried off now. These are the flat rivets because the windscreen sits onto here, the windscreen rubber. This was actually a mixture of body filler, and this is epoxy resin. So this has been epoxy resined on at the top. That's original. That was uncovered by the, what do you call it? The sandblasting. And you can see this one's not as bad, but down here a few holes appeared. So we're going to do the same thing. This one's going to come off. The roof is much better on this side. In fact, this whole side of the car was better. I don't know, the other side must have been into the westerly winds or something. Anyway.
On the seafront.
On the seafront. So you can see we've kind of pulled this out, but it all goes back in quite neatly. You say it's neat, but I say it's neat, but it's
Neat for a British car.
It'll be fine once we put it back together. It looks pretty horrendous at the moment, but this is all supported. So it's in, and that's still quite solid. The bracing is still in here, so we're all good for now. Just try and make sure they're central before we start. I've drilled all of these out, and this obviously is crimped because it's like that shape.
Sea chow.
Yeah, so but it's actually gripping, so there's nothing else you can do apart from lever this up, which is what I did here on the doors. So you get a claw hammer in it, and you can see it's moving. You don't have to go mad. It just starts to move up. The other side came up really nicely. You can see the alloy dust coming out from inside it. You can see I'm not trying to go too mad, I'm just trying to prise it I think that might be still stuck up there, is it?
It looks glued with epoxy.
Yeah, see, that happened the last time. I just had to break the epoxy. That isn't out yet. That's out.
Don't break your wrist.
No, it's only alloy.
Well, it's not. It's steel behind it.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't get caught for some reason. So you just have to tease it, but the thing is to try and look after this shape here. So the thing to do is to prise the back so it actually slips up, but you'll see if you kind of get the screwdriver under there, this starts to move. You can see it's loose. See, it just starts to lift off. There, it's starting to pivot now onto the other side. And you kind of twist it off. You can see it starting to twist now. I should have gloves on really. There you go. Bingo. It's off. And there's no deformation here, which is good. The only deformation is in the inside. But when we put that back on, actually this one's in pretty bad nick. We might have to get this rebuilt actually. Yeah, this one's a mess. Although it might be salvageable. There's a lot of good metal in here. Anyway, you can see why it had to come off. What are you doing?
I am about to take this injection pump.
Right, it's really important. Alex has hoovered in there with our shop vac, and he's just making sure it's as clean as possible.
Yeah. You don't want to drop anything inside an engine. I mean, something big, really big, is fine if you can get it. But dirt and stuff, you never want it in an engine. It's just not right.
You're going to be alright kicking that out of there.
Huh?
Can you clean that properly from
Yeah.
there?
It's just, I'm wiping just stuck on dirt just in case.
Right.
Just making double, triple, 100% sure that nothing is like that. Right. First time in however long. Oh, actually, I may need to take this
50
off.
years? No.
Well, no, it would have been taken off for the engine
37
rebuild.
years. What was that?
Just a bit of dirt or something. Ready?
Yes.
Oh, I can't get it out yet, but
Why not?
because that line's in the way.
What line?
This one just here. I need to take this off quickly.
Oh, no, you can probably move it out of the way.
No, because it's steel. It's got a steel end on it.
No, it's not catching anything.
Yeah, because I need to bring it out backwards.
No,
Otherwise
it'll come straight up.
No, it won't catch on these.
Oh, how big is it?
It's this whole plenum.
Oh, that. Okay, got you. Alright, I'll come back to you in a minute.
Yeah. One moment.
So to get this off, here, you have to show it. So this goes on,
No, other side.
that goes on this side.
Yep.
And that goes on that side.
Yep. It's the same for the other side, just
The
in
other side's
reverse.
the same.
Right.
And then we can take the rest out. So that's the... Nice.
It's heavier than it looks.
Mm.
Just gonna put this here for a second. You know, so there's one intake plenum. Plenum. Oh,
Swedish spider.
oh, big wolf spider.
Yeah, poor
Been
wolf
living there for
spider,
a
not
long
very
time.
well.
Yeah, I think he's seen. Oh, that's a shed actually.
What?
That's a skin.
Is it the skin? Oh, you might find him then. Will that come out now with one side off? Oh,
Yeah.
look at that. Nice.
That's not the lightest thing in the world either.
Well done.
Oh, it looks really nice in there.
There's oil in there, which is good.
Shock horror.
Well, if there wasn't, we'd
Well,
be a
if
bit
there wasn't,
worried.
that'd be even more shock horror. That looks really clean.